Hi, welcome back. Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we are doing something different. It's kind of like a Q&A, but everybody asks us if we have regrets. They want to know if we have regrets. So basically, this video is us telling you what we regret in our lives since we started YouTube. And I'm going first because we sat around all day waiting for Elsa to come in and let it go, but she never let it go. So it's 8:30 p.m. and the kids finally left and they went to the place we went before that has like arcades, games, and go-karts and stuff, and I didn't even really get dressed today. I threw in a t-shirt and I like cleaned out Ellie's bathroom, and yeah, we really haven't been doing nothing. And we're watching Manifest. But yeah, so I would say for me, my biggest regret since doing YouTube would be moving from our first original house. Not the house per se, the area. The area where we lived was more like, I don't know, Florida vibe, busy. On one hand you could go, you know, one way and it was, you know, Floridian life, right? And then you'd go the other way and it was like beach touristy life. So when you were bored or there was nothing to do, you could take a drive down this road, which was just filled with shops and tourists and bars and restaurants and shops, when we lived over by Clearwater. We had made a lot of friends over there. I don't know, the schools were horrible, I will say. So that's probably the hardest part for me, is like, even if we lived there, I don't know what we would do about schools.
Right, that's why we ended up moving from there.
Right.
Right.
But I mean, I guess we could have did choice schools, tried a different school over there. We could have did a different private school. So that's probably my biggest. Do you want to sit down?
Oh no, here, let me sit. I'll sit right here. I'm secondhand. I'll just be back up.
Okay.
Of course.
I just feel like, I don't know, that's probably my biggest regret. To be honest, friends of ours had always said, hey, move here. And we're like, no, we don't like it over here where we live now. We felt like it was, I don't know, not as up and moving and whatever. And then friends of ours kind of talked us into it when we moved from our second home. We're like, you know, we can hang out all the time.
Yeah.
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 They haven't hung out with us since we moved. So.
Oh yeah, they have.
Once, twice maybe?
A few times.
And I get it, they're busy, but still, I don't know. So I really thought that we would hang out with them a few times and then meet their friends and then maybe hang out with their friends, and you know how that works. But that really hasn't happened. So, I mean, we're just coming on to a year, and I know that it takes a year, you know, to actually like meet people. I think it'll be different once Ellie does softball. Well, you know, be able to meet the other families and stuff like that. I love my house, but I hate where we live. I don't hate. Yeah, I do. There's just nothing to do, okay? There's nothing to do in our area. You either have to drive an hour north or an hour south or an hour west, or east, sorry, to do anything, to be honest. So, I mean, I would be happy with going on the jet skis every day and whatever, but the kids don't like to do it, so that kind of changes. So that's probably my biggest regret. I don't regret moving to Florida. Would I move out of Florida? Yeah, I would. I mean,
Where you gonna move to?
I don't know. Tennessee.
You'd have winter.
Yeah, but not as bad. I don't know if I would move. I mean, you do think about it. You could move back to Indiana, and I could probably own 4 houses for the price of this house.
Oh, I already know you could. That's the sad part about it. Florida's just overpriced.
Yeah, Florida's like the next LA.
And I could see it if you lived on the beach and you had that ocean view and beach behind your house. But I mean, these people want big bucks for a hole in.
Yeah, like you can get 900 square feet for $1 million on the beach. 900 square feet with like a studio. It's kind of like California, same thing, except for people don't fight over living on the beach in California. It's just that price everywhere. But yeah, so that, like, I don't regret moving to Florida. I think it's been a great experience. I think that it's been good. I wish that I could combine the second area where we live, their schools, with the first area where we lived. If I could have the first area with the second area of schools, that would be ideal. You know, and a lot of people ask all the time, especially new subscribers, why do we move so much? And we really haven't. We've been in Florida for 6 years, right? Or 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
5 years.
Oh, 5 years, okay. We've been here for 5 years. In January, it was 5 years. And we've moved 3 times. The first time was a rental. We had the option to buy it, but it was way overpriced. I mean, it was, I think, 2,200 square foot, and they wanted almost $800,000 for the house. And I can tell you, we did not pay that for this. And this is 3,800 square feet. So, and brand new. Didn't need a lot of work. That house needed a lot of work. We actually seen that house about a month ago, 2 months ago, and it is rough. The roof is rough, the siding, it's rough. So it would have needed a lot of work and a lot of money. So we rented that house because, one, we didn't know where we wanted to live in Florida. That was the only area we knew was around Clearwater because we vacationed there. And then, so we lived there for 2 years and then decided that we wanted to own. So that's how we ended up in the second location. And the reason we ended up in the second location, because you got more house for your money. I mean, that house was cheaper. We looked all over. And we tried to stay near where we were originally, but the houses were so overpriced. So then we kind of went where the houses were cheaper. And then we got into farmland and country land. And I mean, we were a good 40 minutes from the beach. And I don't know. So, you know, we could have stayed there, but living in an overpriced Indiana. That's what it felt like, no? There really wasn't like a beach vibe to it. There wasn't none of that. So here we moved because we're 10 minutes from the water. And it's more of a beach vibe, but it's like 55 and older here. I don't know. So that is probably my biggest regret. Not buying that, not buying that house, just staying in that area. We should have sacrificed house for location, and we didn't. I asked the girls the other day if they wanted to move. I said either now, would you want to move back there now, or would you want to move back after Emma graduated, which would be Ellie almost starting high school. And they both said no. No. And then, just a month ago, 2 months ago, they both said yes. They said, yes, let's move back. I want to move back. Now is not the time. Now is the time to make the most money on your house, but now is the time to also pay the most money for the house. So now is just not the time. So I can't guarantee we'll stay here all through Ellie's high school. The problem with this area is there's a lot of money, and then there's a lot of fake money as well. So what that does to the schools and high schools is just like, I don't know how to explain it without sounding rude, And I'm not saying everybody, but I'm saying the people that we have met and the people we have came across, there's a lot of fakeness, right? Like, I'm better than you attitude, I don't care attitude. I don't know how to explain it. Screw you type of people or something. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Like, you annoy them. You drive them crazy type thing. So different. I don't know how to explain it, but I know you guys in your age and generation say a lot about like your vibe, right? The vibe is just off. You can go to McDonald's and they're rude. We went to Taco Bell the other day and Mark said, why do they make you feel like you're doing them a favor by ordering their food? Was that McDonald's or Taco Bell? McDonald's maybe.
No, it was actually both in the last few days.
Yeah, they're like, people are just so rude here. They don't care. No one cares to serve you. Even when you go to like Chili's or Applebee's, they're just like, here you go, here you go, here you go.
They want that tip.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just so different here. All right, guys, so that's it from us. Emma and Ellie will be home probably an hour or so, and then Emma will tell you, she said she already knows what she's gonna say, and Ellie said she was working on what she was gonna say, so.
Hi, so it's my turn to talk about stuff that I regret. This is something that I don't really talk about often or like think about often. It's sort of like a topic where it's at the top of my head. I know like how I feel about it and like stuff that's there, but I just don't know how to put it into words and express it, so it's like really hard to talk about this. So I think for the first thing I want to talk about is that I regret being the way I am. Not saying that I don't love myself, but my personality and like my productiveness. I have thrown away a lot of time, YouTube and opportunities, and like I could be so more happy and productive and motivated and honestly more successful than I am now if I would take like life a little bit more serious. If that makes sense. I'm not the most productive person. I'm very lazy, I will say, and I regret like not taking the time to actually like sit down and work on my life. Like I'll spend like 8 hours on TikTok like a day, and that's like really bad. Like I'll just sit in my room for like 4 hours and like I don't know, I just need to like I just wasted so much time. Like I've been doing YouTube and like social media for almost 5 years now. Just time management, like that's something I definitely regret, is just not being like an adult and like not acting like an adult. Like I would always put my social life first, and I know that's important, but really in reality it's more like your happiness and like your job, because that really is gonna it's gonna make you successful in life and like make you stable in life, and like you can only really be successful if you like work for it, and I haven't been working for it, and I could be 10 times better at all of this if I just would have taken it serious like when I was younger. I know that I'm lazy, but I just don't do anything about it, you know? And I just keep procrastinating, I keep not doing anything with my life, if that makes sense. Probably not. I don't know, that's just how I feel. Like what I meant about my personality as far as that is I like the way that I am. I like how I treat people, and I think I'm a good person, and you know, stuff like that. But I think the thing is how I'm not outgoing. And that really sucks, because if you're, is it extroverted? No, you're introvert. I'm introverted because I'm not outgoing. So since I'm introverted, it really is hard making friends, and I already have a hard time making friends because I do social media and just like, you know, the life that I live. That's already hard enough. So when you're introverted and you do what you do, it just it just doesn't work. So I have a really hard time trusting people and like learning to trust people. So if I feel like if I was outgoing, I would have a lot more friends. Like my sister, for example, she is 100% extroverted. She'll talk to whoever for the really long time, and she has like a whole group of friends. If I was her, my life would be so much different, and I would have a lot more friends, and I wouldn't be called intimidating. And I know that I have an RBF, and I've been working on it, but I can't really help it. It's actually funny. One time I was at lunch, some guy came up to me. I was like, I don't know how to talk to you because you're so intimidating. And as a person, like if anyone was told that, it just doesn't make you feel good, because I know who I am, and I know for a fact that I'm not like a rude person. Like if you get to know me, I'm not like that, you know? So like it just really affects like your self-image of yourself, and like that's why I like stay back from people, and that's why I'm like seen as intimidating. So I get it, but I just wish I was outgoing, and I regret not being able to work on that at a young age. Everyone knows that I have a really hard time trusting people, and you've seen the stuff that I went through, and you don't see stuff that actually happens off camera or we don't talk about. And it's just really hard, especially I'm going into senior year and really don't know. I've tried my best. I know who I am as a person. I don't hate who I am. Like, some people can see me as a bad person, but I know that I'm not. Another thing I regret is definitely not becoming close with my sister at a younger age, because I look at a lot of my friends and they all have siblings and they're like really close with them and they're basically their best friend. Me and Ellie, we are so far apart in age, it's just really hard, but we definitely could have worked on it when we were younger, and since I was older, that was probably my job and I just never did, because we're like 5 years apart. So she's 12 and I'm 17. Like, I'm about to be 18, so that's like a very big difference. Like, she's in 7th grade and I'm a senior. Like, that's a very big difference. Like, she's in middle school and I'm literally basically graduating high school next year, you know? So we don't have a lot of things in common, and like, we still didn't get along like when we were younger, and I feel like I could have worked on that a little bit more and like actually built our relationship. Not saying we're not close, but we just don't do much together and we don't find things interesting, and we can't enjoy each other's company because I feel like we're always just arguing, you know, and that's just kind of like how every relationship is with their siblings. But if that makes sense. With family is always gonna have your back. They're always gonna be with you no matter what. That's like the one thing that will stick with you through everything. And it just sucks not having a relationship with your sister where you can like just talk about stuff. But like, some of the stuff that I have to talk about, like, my sister's not gonna get, and it's just really hard, you know? So I just wish I would have like worked on our relationship a little bit more when we were younger. But right now I'm happy and I feel like everything's good. Like, everything happens for a reason, and that's something that I live by, excuse me. A lot of people do ask this question if I regret doing social media, and there's times where it's like, I do, but my life wouldn't be where it is now if it wasn't for it. And I wouldn't have the opportunities that I've had, like to go to New York for New York Fashion Week, or like work with Disney, or travel to Montana, you know, like stuff like that. I wouldn't have those opportunities, and I would still probably be living in Indiana, so I don't regret it at all. I regret the fact that I have to grow up on a platform where everyone knows everything and they have to know everything. Yes, I know I chose this life, but some people just don't respect your privacy, and sometimes it does get hard because you'll either go through like a breakup, like everyone wants to know, and it's just something that you would love to not talk about, but you kind of chose that life, if that makes sense. I just really hate the negative stuff, like the toxic stuff. I think social media is so toxic now. It's obviously way different than it was like 4 years ago. No, but this is something that I do want to talk about though. A lot of people are saying, because I've been through a lot of friends, everyone knows that. And a lot of people are saying now that it's like, I'm the problem. Like, I'm the one that can't keep the friendships. And the one thing I want to say is, like, no one really knows what actually happens in every single friendship. You only know what we tell you guys, you know? So that's something that I just regret. Is like, I just don't know how to explain it, if that makes sense. I really don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, that's stuff that I regret, you know? It's really just like, yeah, I'm kind of like lost at words right now. I really don't know what else to say. I hope that makes sense, kind of like where my head's at. I'm like also confused with myself now. I don't know where I was going with the topic that I was going with, but yeah, that's kind of stuff that I regret. But other than that, everything kind of really is from the past, but I'm happy now. I've moved on from the past and I have really good friends. I'm happy. I'm glad that it's senior year. I'm super excited to graduate and life's good. So that's just stuff that I regret, but like, honestly, if it wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't be here today, you know? Like, I'm the person I am today because of stuff that has happened in the past. And even the stuff that you regret, stuff that was like bad stuff, like, it just doesn't make who you are today. And I've definitely like grown and like learned life lessons along the way and just like grown as a person, and that really all that matters. That's like really all that matters. Like, some people may think that you're really intimidating or rude, or you're like gross, or you're weird, But in reality, the only truth that you need is what you know about yourself. And I know for a fact that I'm the person that I want to be. So that's really all that matters. And I definitely have learned that through stuff that I regret and like that type of stuff. So yeah, that's my little story. I'm done. So y'all will see Ellie next.
So, hi guys, I'm gonna be saying things that I regret. So, the first thing that I regret is not doing good at cheer tryouts, because cheer was actually like really fun, but since I didn't do good at tryouts, I got on a bad team, which made me quit. So, I would have still been doing cheer most likely if I didn't quit because of the bad team. So like if I threw my back handspring, I could have got a good team, but no. And then the second thing I regret is getting a hedgehog as my first pet, because now my parents think that I'm not responsible for a pet. And so since I got like a really hard animal to take care of as my first pet, now I'm not even allowed to get like a hamster, which is simple, and I like know how to take care of them, and they're easy, and they're not like a spiky thing. So since I didn't take care of it, now they're not gonna let me have another pet because I didn't take care of the hedgehog good enough, because I didn't know how to, because it was like a hard animal to take care of, if you know what I mean. And then the third thing I regret, when Jessie came down, like arguing with her, because now like we're kind of not friends anymore, and now my parents are never gonna let her come down again, no matter what, because I mean we still talk, but like I don't think they're ever gonna let her come down because of last 2 times in a row we argue over something stupid. So yeah, so that's really all that I can think of right now. But that's it for me. Now Emma is going to end the video.
Well guys, that's everything we all regret. I'm here ending the video. Mark went, I went, and Ellie went. So anyways, kind of like a sit down serious talk a little bit. So anyways, I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all very soon back with more videos. Bye guys.